There are new football video games that are on their way trying to dethrone EA of that #1 football video game for consoles, PlayStation and Xbox. And there are features that they are going to be doing better than EA Sports FC, which we're going to be taking a look at in this video. Starting off, one of the most annoying things many people complain about every single year is restarting Ultimate Team. Obviously, you aren't able to keep your coins, all of your cards, everything has to reset. You can transfer over your FIFA points, but that is literally just about it. And if we were able to carry over this progress, that could be something that a lot of people would like. And that is actually what UFL are going to be doing. They are going to be having their main mode that is going to be competing with FIFA Ultimate Team. You're going to be able to carry over that progress every single year. Now, I'm not too sure if there's going to be downsides to this as well, because obviously when we think of Ultimate Team in EA's FIFA, it isn't really sustainable to use those players, because when you get to that 99 rating, what are you going to be doing? You cannot, if you just continued with those high rated cards in the next year, that wouldn't be fun. And one of the most interesting and fun parts actually about Ultimate Team is that you get to restart, and many people say in September, all of the trading on the web app, building up to a better team, that is actually one of the most exciting and fun parts. So it's going to be strange to see how it's going to be working in UFL. At the start, it will be okay, but in the long term, how is that going to be working? Next, we do have the fact that UFL and Goals are both going to be free-to-play games. You're not going to be spending £60 every single year, and this is obviously going to be a huge incentive. But is this going to be enough to compete with EA Sports on their own? Because we do know Konami with PES, or now they've rebranded to eFootball, that is a free game, but they still struggle to get people to try it out and even play it as much as Ultimate Team. So we're going to be seeing whether or not that is going to be enough, but free to play is quite a nice thing for sure. Another exciting feature which we're going to be seeing in UFL and Goals is going to be some sort of 5v5 or 3v3, 2v2, and this isn't going to be similar to Volta Football. I think this is going to be where every user can be controlled. So essentially think of it as pro clubs, but you're going to be having less players. It's not going to be 11v11. It's going to be, let's say, 5v5 or 3v3, 2v2. And this isn't currently what EA Sports allow. We do have that option in Volta Football, but it isn't really too attractive. Not too many people play that. So if we could see that in UFL and Goals as sort of like a main mode, that could be really interesting and something they would definitely have the upper hand on EA Sports in that sense. Next, we do actually have the game engine, which the game is going to be running on. EA Sports have been sticking with Frostbite for a very long time now. I believe they introduced it in FIFA 17, and could that be actually something which is going to be meaning that they're going to be falling behind, and these other games are actually going to be starting to overtake EA Sports in that sense, because the Frostbite engine just isn't really too good. The graphics are okay in FIFA, but if another game is going to be doing it better, let's say like UFL, who are going to be using the Unreal Engine, that could be something which is going to be dangerous for EA. And if they leave that for too long and they're going to be just sticking on the Frostbite for the next few years, that could definitely be something which could be the start of their downfall. Something which Goals is looking to offer, which is extremely unique, and we haven't really seen any main popular PlayStation or Xbox game really do this successfully, it is going to be a play to earn model. This is actually going to be allowing you to earn real money and sort of own the assets that you're going to be playing for in game. So EA Sports don't offer anything like this. No game, like I mentioned, on PlayStation or Xbox has been able to do this. There are a couple games sort of on PC that are involving NFTs in that sense. And in EA Sports right now, in obviously FIFA 23 and what's going to be EA Sports FC, the only real thing is selling coins. But even that's not permitted by EA Sports officially. You shouldn't really be doing that. And unless EA is going to be introducing something like this in the future, I think they have mentioned the idea of NFTs. People haven't really reacted to it too well, but maybe that is going to be something that EA Sports are going to be introducing in the foreseeable future. We will have to see, but it will be quite interesting. Goals is going to be offering a play to earn model. Moving on, we do have the fact that Goals and UFL are actually smaller companies, and that isn't really something that EA can do much about. Obviously, EA is an extremely large company. We've got EA, and then we have EA Sports inside of that, and EA Sports, then they are making FIFA, what's going to be EA Sports FC. They have other games like NHL, loads of other games. So it is quite difficult for them to be transparent with the community and sort of listen to feedback, but you can see how UFL and Goals are going to be using this to their advantage. They already have Discord servers where they're engaging a lot with the community. They're listening to feedback, making changes based on that feedback. So that is something which they're definitely going to have a huge advantage over EA Sports, and this could really drive the success of their games. Along with that, we do have Goals is looking to directly tackle the main problems with EA Sports in FIFA and what's going to be EA Sports FC. Goals are doing this by creating a multiplayer first game, so they're going to be trying to eliminate lag, any latency, any button delay. They're going to be completely trying to remove that, and also they're not going to be having any sort of DDA, handicap, or any sort of interference. Obviously, it's not going to be as easy as saying, I'm going to choose EA Sports FC, a version with DDA and with button delay, and then I'm going to be choosing, obviously, EA Sports FC without all of that stuff. Goals and UFL are going to be completely different games, but if they are going to be offering such things where there isn't going to be this interference and all of these main problems, then that could be a plus side. It is going to be, though, completely different, so we will have to see whether those differences are going to be enough to sway us over to that side, but definitely that is the good thing. It is then up to the developers to make a game different enough, obviously, from EA Sports FC and unique in its own way and attracting us to play that game. Despite mentioning all of these things, it is extremely important to stress that EA Sports have had a massive head start, and there are lots of things which EA Sports FC are going to be doing better than these new games. For example, EA Sports has extremely strong licenses. They have deals with, let's say, the Premier League. They have loads of other leagues. It's unclear whether these are exclusive. I think UFL are still claiming that they're going to have all of the Premier League, the top 5 leagues, everything like that. But even then, EA Sports FC have exclusive UEFA competition rights that I believe that no other game is going to be able to have. So obviously the Champions League, Europa League, all of that content that EA does within Ultimate Team with Road to the Final cards, everything like that, that is super important, and these games aren't going to be having that. Also, sort of the platforms that these games are going to be available on. UFL, it's confirmed, we know, isn't going to be available on PC right from the start, so obviously that's going to be smallering the market. If you're watching this video and you mainly play on PC, you're not going to be able to play UFL for probably the first few years until they do start developing it. So EA Sports FC is definitely not something that's going to be easy for these games to take over in any way. Even to compete is going to be extremely difficult, but the market is large enough and they can definitely give it a go. Some games are going to be taking a completely different approach. Goals isn't actually going to be having any real life footballers at all, so that's going to be just a completely different game to EA Sports FC. They're obviously going to be trying to compete, but not in the direct sense, not in the same way where it's EA Sports FC or let's say PES or eFootball. I think Goals is going more down a route, in my opinion, sort of like Rocket League. It's more of just like a fun game. It isn't aiming to be realistic, whereas UFL looks like they're trying to make a simulation, good graphics, realistic game. So we will have to see. I've got 2 videos on this channel. I've got everything about Goals and also everything about UFL, so make sure you guys go ahead and watch those videos if you want more information.